Hi everyone and welcome and happy Wednesday. I am Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up from Clovis, California. So welcome. Let me just make sure I've got a telemarketing calling me right now. I'm just going to have to miss the phone call, I guess. All right, I got everything muted and ready to go. Oops, I got to skip all my commercials here. Hi Debbie, how are you? I love the stamps too. Oh, Deborah, I'm glad you got your bundle, and I've been playing with it a little bit today. Hi, Andrea. Welcome from Michigan. Hi, Patricia from Florida. Sharon, you are very welcome. I sent out a little thank you for my customers this last month. Hi, Melanie, how are you? Thank you for liking and sharing. A thumbs up, as always, is greatly appreciated, and I thank you very, very much. Hi, Mary. How are you? No cruises? Anything going on for you? Hi, Leslie. Hi, Trina. Hi, Patty, Diana, Gloria, Marley. Welcome, Marilee, not Marley. Marilee, welcome, everybody. So I have been playing with the new set with a sneak peek. So not only are we going to create the card that's in the photo, but I have another card to show you that I did, and I have some thoughts and ideas on how to use the set, so I'm excited about sharing that. Hi, Ona, how are you? You are welcome, Leslie. I appreciate my customers very much. Oh, good, Jackie, welcome. So, of course, lots of things. Tomorrow is the deadline to guarantee a kit for bingo. I've been working on those, and I kind of start ahead of time and give a big number just to kind of make sure where I'm at, because I want to make sure I have all the products that I need to send out to everybody in their kits. And luckily, everything is going very smoothly. Hi, Olivia. A cruise on the 26th. Ooh, where are you going, Mary? I live vicariously through Mary, who cruises a lot. So I like to hear about it. Hi, Diane. How are you? Virginia, welcome from Wisconsin. Excited to see this bundle. Good, Katie. It's so, so pretty. Creative Gems, welcome. And hi, Kathy. So, again, bingo is going to be next Thursday, the 16th. I moved it to a Thursday. Valentine's Day is on Tuesday. I will not be doing a video next Wednesday, but we will have bingo on Thursday. And so our bingo sneak peek, let's see, I think this is it here. Yes, it is. So a lot of people have shared concern about needing to have the stamp sets. So I'm just going to quickly tell you, the ship card, the only stamp that you're going to need is the little wheel, which you don't really need. You could just not put the wheel on there. And then I use the wave set, the stamp to stamp on the waves. You're going to get this paper. You can pull out anything else from another set and create waves. No, Andrea, it is not too late, and there is a link down below in the description. That'd be fantastic. So that is that set. Everything else I have. The next card to the right is a sympathy card. I will give you the die cut from the Ginkgo set. And in the background, I have other options to share with you. You could really use anything to stamp in the background. Everything else you will get. The bottom left is around the corner. There is a lot of dies, and you will get all of the dies in that. I think the sentiment is the only thing that is stamped, and you can choose any sentiment you want. And then on the right side, you're going to get a lot of DSP, a lot of panels and different layers, and you can create that card with any flower set. You will get the Night of Navy bow and the paper, and then the polka dot paper from the Regency Park set. But again, you can use different leaves and different flowers for that set, so you don't have to. Which set are the words from on the second card? From on the top right side, that's from the Ginkgo set. If that's the one. Which are the words from the second card? Yeah, that's the Ginkgo set, and that is from that set. It's a beautiful set. The people that have seen my cards that are created already, which are team members mostly, absolutely love that card. And it is a quick and simple but very elegant card. Okay, yeah, the ginkgo. Oh, thank you, Judy. I appreciate it. Hi, Terry. How are you? Okay, so that's it for bingo. Coming up is my February class, which is Rain or Shine Suite class. If you purchase the suite from me, and there is a link to my store below, then the class is free. Otherwise, it's $40 for the class. There is a lot of DSP and a lot of die cutting in this. I think the only thing that you have to do is stamp sentiments. And if you don't have the set, you can choose other sentiments. Easy as that. But I highly recommend the set because it's super cute. And I want to let you know that the little daisy gems are out of stock until the 27th. So when you buy a suite, it just gives you everything that matches for that suite. But the discount is on the bundle. So right now, if you purchase the bundle, the paper, and the embossing folder, you will still get this class for free. You can purchase your flowers later. I will be putting flowers into your kits. So you'll still be able to make the projects just like they are. And like I said, the only thing you're going to need is sentiment. So if you're not able to purchase the suite, or maybe this isn't for you, but you like the cards and you want to do the class, then you definitely still can. You would just pay the $40 for the class, and then you'll get everything, and you can pull out your own sentiments and choose what you want to. So I hope that kind of helps you understand that. Celebration is coming up. Listen to me. Celebration is, they gave us some more options, so more to celebrate. Remember that these codes are different than the ones in the catalog. So if you get to your celebration area, and let's say you go to the Hive 3D embossing folder and you put the number in, it will not work. You need to use the celebration Hive number. Okay, so again, like this is 164424. The other one in the catalog is going to be different. So make sure your celebration items are going to be your other numbers. So there's a lot of nice things here. You may already have everything from the original celebration, or everything that you want, so then you can come in here. Yes, Gloria is right. She did exactly what I just told you guys for the February class. Go ahead and order the bundle. That's where you're going to get your discount, the DSP and the embossing folder. And I will see it. So when you register for the class, in the note section, just put, I will be purchasing this from you. And then I will, when your order comes in, I'll just glance at it. And if you purchased it, then you will get this class for free. Okay? All right. So that's this. Now, this is the suite we're going to use. This is called an online exclusive. And this barcode does not, or the QR code does not work yet. It will in March. And it will just probably take you right to the page, which is also stampinup.com/online-exclusives. And that will show you the most current exclusive. And then this is it here. So again, you're going to get the stamp set and the dies. That's a bundle, so you'll save there. And then the DSP and then the gem. So you can get the whole suite, which are these 4 items, or you can get the bundle. The paper is absolutely stunning, and I really do like the frosted dots better than I thought I was going to. And then this naturally gilded paper, the 3 embossing folders, you will see one of them today, and then the alphabet here. So I did do another card on top of, I'm looking at my cuticle, it looks orange because I had a little orange cutie, and I'm like, oh, I even washed my hands, but I still have orange cutie. It was really good. Anyway, so some really, really cool things coming up for customers in March. And I I was thinking of doing a class with this set, but I think it's still going to be current in April, but then we have new catalog stuff coming in April. But I can't give you new catalog stuff in April because the catalog's not live until May. So I believe I will be doing a class on this in April. So be looking for that. I will not do a class in March because I'm going to start trying to stagger my classes a little bit because it's just will keep me sane. So, but I'm still be doing bingo. Let's see. Let me make sure I have nothing else to go over. Oh, the golden ticket. So all of my customers that purchase from me, $75 or more, and please do use my current host code, you will go into a drawing. So what I will do is, I mentioned this before, I will do all my thank you cards, and I will put a little golden ticket in one of them. It will not change the weight of my cards, and I will then mix them all up. Then I will label them so I will not know who gets the golden ticket. So please look for that. It will be right on the inside of your card. And so it won't be part of the card front. So if you see, the little, like on this card, if you see the gold around the outside, that's not the golden ticket. It will just be slipped on the inside of your card. And I always send out thank you cards for my customers for purchasing from me for the month, and it'll be in there. And so if you receive it, it'll be kind of like bingo. You'll get a $50 credit from me, so send me an order, whatever you'd like. The first $50 is on me. I will invoice you for the difference. You pay me, the order gets submitted and shipped directly to you. So yay, that'll be fun. Okay, so here's the card we're going to make from our new set. Of course, I have some gold bling on there. And so let's get started with that. So this card is so much fun because what I like about it is the paper looks like I stamped it. It just has kind of that watercolor look. It's soft. So sometimes, when you pull the colors out of the DSP, they're so bold that like you can tell that you didn't stamp them. And I just think this one, it just looks like you stamp it. And this one I just made a little bit different. So this is the one we're going to create. And then I'm going to show you another one that I did in a little bit to give you an idea. So let's just pull everything out because you're going to also see a new embossing folder. Now I did do some die cutting and everything ahead of time because this card is so simple. I just wanted to show you my tips and tricks I did with it and, what I recommend or what I suggest that's, helpful. So let's start with the inside, of course. This is Peacock, Pretty Peacock, which is a paper that is, this color is coming back. Don't look at the number because it's not valid. It's not current. This is an old number. I'm sure they're going to come out with a new number and everything. So, but I wanted to show you how gorgeous it looks so that you are aware of Pretty Peacock, how beautiful it is. It's in the paper. And so I want you to kind of go, oh yeah, I definitely have to have this color because it's so pretty. All right. And I have the measurements for you. Ooh, I'm going to write them down because I wrote them on a scrap piece of paper, but I will write them on here for you. So this one is going to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. This one is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And then we're going to take a strip, which was a scrap piece. It's extra long because I'm going to be cutting it. But this one, hopefully you can see it, is going to be 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so 3/4 by 5 1/4 there. Okay. Will the Pretty Peacock replace the current color? Andrew, we do not know. We know it's coming because it's in here, And we've, you know, that kind of is because this is a sneak peek of what's coming. We know that this is going to be a new color, and we don't know if they're bringing it back as an in color. We don't know if it's going to be a new color and there's going to be a color refresh. We don't know yet. So it's super exciting to know it's coming because I love it, but we don't know. So this little piece right here is just the soft sea foam. When I trimmed this, this is what I ended up with. When I did this one, it was a little thicker. It really doesn't matter. So this is where I save my paper. If I get a little piece like this and it's even and it's long enough, then it's going to go on here. So let's go ahead and add our piece here. Oops, let's get our tape going here. Oh, you guys, I'm watching a new TV show. I like reality TV, not housewives and stuff like that, but I like Survivor, Amazing Race, Big Brother, stuff like that. Well, I also watched The Good Wife and The Good Fight. Okay, so, which is like a law show. So, there's a guy on both shows, The Good Fight and The Good Wife, and he's doing a TV show, and it's called Traitors, Traitors. And if you used to watch a show called The Mole, this was some time ago, my son and daughter and I used to watch it, and we loved it. It was kind of a whodunit show, and that's what this is. And it's called Traitors, and it's really good. It's a reality TV. Oh, hello. Had a big air bubble. It's a reality TV show, but it has a lot of reality stars in it. So I'm going to wipe this off because I feel like I put way too much glue. So let me get a baby wipe here. But have anybody seen that? Traitors? Oh my gosh. I started it last night really late, and I had to go to the second show. My husband's like, oh, I'm going to go to bed. You can watch it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to watch just one more show. Oops. And so I watched one more. Boy, did I want to stay awake. But I went to bed, and so I watched it today, and I'm like on episode 9 now. And there's only 10, so I'm just dying to watch the rest. But I'll probably have to watch it tomorrow. Because my husband's like, oh, you watch it. I'm not going to watch it. He watches too much already. He says, I'm good. So, oh boy, I think a couple years. Yeah, you know what? Let me see if there's a year on here. Because when I was with Stampin' Up before, I have 4 packets of this because I loved it so much. And I kept the ink. And so I was here 2013 through 15, 16, 17, something like that. Right around there is, I think, when it came in. That's my best guess, because it was here, or it left right when I left. I don't know. All right, so see, even though it just is a little bit, now we're going to layer it on top of here, and it just gives it that finished look. So it really doesn't matter if it's a thicker piece or a thinner piece. To me, I think it just finishes it off nicely. And so we're going to do that. This outer piece here is your regular cardstock size. So it's 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, but then you score, and I'm going to grab a piece of paper and I'll show you how I do it, because there's a little trick to it. You're going to score it at 1 1/8. Okay, so let me grab another half piece of paper. See what I've got here. Okay, I think, oh no, this one's scored already. Hold on. All right, so we'll just pretend. I don't even know if this is the right size, but yes, it is. Okay, I'll show you that in just a second. Let me glue this part down. And then I'll show you how, because you want it to close. I know I did a card not long ago, and it's not that big of a deal. It depends if you're putting a belly band on it or whatever, but this one, you want to close it. So what I do is, let me move these out of the way. You're going to bring your trimmer and you are going to, like I said, 5.5 by 8.5. Okay. Hopefully this is 8.5. It looks like it. Yeah. All right. So now you're going to score 2 1/8. Okay. Because 4 1/4 is the size of the card. So 4 1/4 is going to be, 2 1/8, and 2 1/8 is 4 1/4. So go 2 1/8 and score. Okay, and this is my valley, so I want it to stay valley on this side, so I'm going to go 2 1/8 here. Okay, all right, so there we go. So now we have it scored on both sides. Why does that seem like it's wrong? Nope, it's not. All right, now we're going to score. So just make sure it's lined up and score. And then this one, you can fold it in. This one happens to touch exactly. But right at this point, before you score that, you want to make sure that this piece here snuggles up exactly up to the other side. Okay, so there's a nice tight fit. And so then, like this one's lifted a little bit, but really it's not that much. It's just off a little up in the top and bottom. So just kind of put it where you want it. Get a nice snug fit and hold it tight here. And then take your bone folder. So even though you've already scored the 2 1/8, it's so close when you just wiggle this around just to get it right where you want it and then score it. And you can't even tell that it, if it's off a tiny bit. So you want to do that just to make sure that it's got a nice tight closure. Okay, so that's what I do. All right, so again, like I already did this one. Oh, look, but I added the paper. That's weird. It was so closed perfectly. Or maybe I didn't do it because I wanted to show you. Okay, maybe I didn't. All right, so we're just going to hold it and close this one. I want to make sure this one's tight. Okay, hold it tight. I think I didn't do it because I wanted to show you guys. But I forgot that I didn't do it. Okay, so there we go. Now, the other secret I want to tell you, we're going to bring our pieces in here. And this is the top and this is the bottom. All right. So our cardstock pieces are going to be 1 7/8. Okay, because remember that's 2 1/8 by 5 1/4. Okay, so 2 of them. So both of these. All right, and then your DSP. Let's see, this is the light side, so I'll write on this one. Your DSP is going to be 1 5/8 by 5. Okay, 1 5/8 by 5. I'm hoping that doing my sizes for you guys will help, that you can, when you do want to come back and watch the video or whatever, or you can, solid cardstock and then DSP pieces. All right, so we're going to go ahead and layer these on top of each other. Hopefully it'll help a little bit having those. I just thought this was kind of a fun, different card. Okay, this one you want to be careful. The leaves are going upward. Okay, so I kind of did it to where the leaves are on the bottom. So it kind of looks like the leaves are coming up and then here's the flowers. So that's why I put this on the bottom, because I was going to put this on the bottom. And then I decided that that didn't make sense, so I switched them out. All right, so here we go. Let's add this on here. All right, so there's one. And then this is the same thing, 2. So that you need 2 of the same size. So we did our dancing last night. We did our East Coast swing that we're learning. Whew, there's a lot of steps to that, more than you would ever think. But it's a lot of fun. It's so funny because we have some friends that are doing it with us, and we're always like, we're 20 minutes into it, and we're like, who is this over yet? Because we are getting tired. All right, so we're just going to add our panels. All right, so leaves up. Thanks again, you guys, for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. There we go. So there's the top one. Just kind of center them there. And then we'll do the same with this. Ooh, it was so sunny and pretty today. Took my doggy out, sat down on my chair, and I didn't want to come out. Are you dancing with the stars already? Ha ha, all of you. I'm dancing. We're like, we have a wedding to go to in April. We'll see if we get the nerve to get up and dance. Oh, goodness. It should be interesting. I said, well, I only know that it is a family member, but it's a distant family. And my husband may be embarrassed because it's his side, but I'm like, they don't know me that well. I'll go for it. We don't see them very often. Okay, so what I did is I chose a light colored, and I changed it because I need a birthday card. A light colored cardstock, okay? So I mean a DSP. So I chose that, and then again, I did some soft sea foam. And I'm going to do the corners again like I did there. So let's just do that while we're here. I'm concerned that the sentiment is too close up here, so let's do that first because I might totally blow it. And it's such a small piece. You want to, if you haven't used this before, you want to slide it in here. This is called a detailed trio, and there's 3 different punches. Okay, so if you need a little circle, a little hole for like a tag or something, a little corner, and then here's another corner. So we're just going to, I want this corner, so we're going to slide it in and get it all the way to the top there. Okay, and it's there. And then punch it. Oops, yeah, see, there we go. There's our corner, and then I'm going to do the opposite corner. Again, I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to punch it. Same thing. Top right, and I'm using this side. If you change sides, you're going to get, the wrong side. So I'm going to use this side and go all the way in on the corner, and then cross this way. It just gives it a different look. It's just, instead of just that square or rectangle look, it gives it just a little softer look to it. So I think that looks fine. All right, I'm going to do liquid on this one. I just hate covering this flowers up, but all right, we're just going to lay this on here. And I'm looking at this side here and this side, and look at all your sides and make sure they're even. I'm just going to set that aside. Now, when you're doing your gold piece, so you see I have a gold piece here. All right, and it comes up all the way around. What I did is I cut a piece that I needed. I think it's 2 3/4. No, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, hope you can see that. And then you're going to die cut this out and the middle. Okay, so when this is on here, and then this is going to be, well, who knows, there's all kinds of little things here, but it's going to fit in here somewhere like that. I put the leaves in the middle also, because don't waste your gold, right? So here you go. There's that, and then that's where I got these. 1, 2, and 3. They're all 3 different ones. Okay, and then this is going to be attached to this. So just take your scissors and just snip around the outside. There's just 1, let's see, 2, 3. I think there's just 3, maybe 4 of them that are attached, and then it comes out as a single piece. Okay. So there's that. And now what you can do is, I mean, if you really want to be nitpicky, you could put this inside, you know, your trimmer. But I don't think you need to. Just kind of figure out wherever you want it to go. And so I'm going to snip right here. And I'm going to go right across to here. Okay. So one might be smaller, one might be bigger. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to put the bigger one on top because of the flowers. Okay. So we're going to do this. Put that one on the top, this one on the bottom. I just want to make sure that my little lines here go to the top, and they don't have to be super even or anything, but I like them to be right towards the top on your DSP, which is hard to see because it's the same color right there, and then right there. Okay, so you want the larger piece to go on the top because that's where all your flowers are going to be, and it's going to cover up quite a bit of it. And it doesn't bother me that that goes up high because this is going to be all covered up. And if you don't like that, do this. Okay, cut a piece off and just cut it until it's inside your green, whatever works for you. All right, so let's take this. Again, I'm going to put this probably like this is how I would hold it to put this on here. I'm going to take and put something there. Okay, so we're going to turn it over and let's glue it up. You don't want to put a whole lot. I did the dots first, and then there's a little dot there. All right, now I'm just going to do a little line on, like, don't even squeeze it hardly. You just want a little bit of glue on the lines. You just want to make sure it gets held, especially the ends. You want to make sure those are glued down. Okay, so all the way to the end. All right, okay. All right, so now I'm going to do it like this, and you want to get as close as you can because you don't want to move it around. Once it touches, it is going to be on your paper, and you don't want glue to be all over. So we're going to put that one there, and that one there. So see, because it's in a circle, it should lay where you want it. I see that there's a little chad right here that didn't come out when I cleaned it. There we go. And it does die cut beautifully. Very, very nice. Okay. And what I like to do is take a block and then just kind of, just in case some glue kind of sticks out, you don't want to get your fingers all sticky. And then I'm going to take my tool and just kind of clean up any glue, and then I'll wipe it off. You just don't want to get your sticky fingers on your project. Okay. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Thank you. All right. So that's the top one. So let's do the bottom one. And you can open it like this if you want. We know that this is the top and the leaves are the bottom. And so we can just put this right like that. So I'm going to do this one on the top. And same thing. Make sure you get it all the way to the end. It's like I'm concentrating here. All right, there we go. All right, so this is going downward. Remember, this is the top. So it's going downward. We're going to do this. I'm going to do right there. and there. And then I'm going to let go. Okay, so same thing. Take your block. Just kind of get it on there. Make sure it's sitting down. All right. So close this up. All right, so, and they don't have to align exactly, so don't worry about that. I do want them up on top of each other because I'm putting the sentiment and a lot of the flowers over to the right. So see how you're not even going to be able to really tell. So there we go. We're going to do that, and now we're going to start layering our flowers up. So let's get our dimensionals, and I'm just going to put one on each side of our flowers. Now, the flowers, last time I cut this flower out of the front page. So let me show you the paper really quickly. So here is the stamp set and the dies. Okay, it's a beautiful stamp set. I love the font. I love the flowers, and I have an idea for the flowers, so I'll show you. Okay, so beautiful, beautiful. The paper is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so this is the paper that I used, but look at the back. So you could use this for leaves, okay? The flower that I cut on this card came from this paper here, which, let me find a full sheet here, which is this. So it's probably this flower right here, because I wanted some of the flamingo and the, is it so saffron? I think it is. Or, let's see. Let me find my paper. The colors in this paper are Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon, which is another color coming back, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, and Soft Sea Foam. So there's another spoiler for you. Lost Lagoon is coming back also. So this would be a beautiful card on its own, but I wanted that color for this one. This card that I'm doing now, I decided that I cut a flower out here, which is two flowers from there. This one, and they both have a little bit of the Pretty Peacock in there and the daffodil. And then there's the other page. Let's see, I probably already pulled it out. Oh, this one. No. I think I tossed it because I used it all, but it's this one here. Okay, so that one you can die cut too. But what I wanted to share is if you go to the back side, you could white emboss that and get the same thing, but you'd get the shiny, you know, white from the embossing. It is so pretty. I think this whole suite just gives it such an elegant look, and the softness of the flowers, and you know, this one has like a lattice on the back, but there's all kinds of greens and yellows and different colors in here that you could use. Look at, this is the soft sea foam, and look at how pretty this is. So you have the soft leaves there, but look at that too. It's like splattered with white. I mean, so these are just so pretty. Look at that. I think this would kind of be a cool ocean one too. But anyway, a lot of really pretty papers in there, and that's where I chose my flowers. So here again, you can see the pink, the pretty Flirty Flamingo, the daffodil, which kind of looks like a daffodil and saffron, and then this one's kind of a mixed one. And then this one, I fussy cut this one because the die didn't match, but the die did match on this little one. So that's why I said, you know what? I wanted to show you that you could get your little flowers too with your dies, because there's two size flowers. So we have those two, and then we'll do this one. All right. And then I did flowers. I mean leaves. So on the leaf paper, I did one of the three, two of the three, and you can see the variegated with the greens. I already showed you where these came from in the middle of that. And then you have the little flowers on that same paper. So I did two of the 2-leaf, two of the 3-leaf, and then two of the small ones, and then the 3 gold. Because I like to do a lot of leaves, because then you can kind of, you know, pick and choose where you want to put them. So let's set this aside because we may do something different. I don't know. Let's just kind of figure out what we're going to do. I always put the large one first. And I am putting it down because you want it to look like it's kind of in the middle of the card this way, and you want to bring it down a little bit so that you can't really tell that it opens in the middle, right? I mean, obviously it's going to lay that way that you can see that it does, but if you have your card, you can see that it's, you know, you can bring them down as far as you can to where you can, they still have to attach. So I'm going to bring this big flower to right about there. We're just going to do this one because I have 2 large ones. I'm trying to decide. Let's put this one to the right a little bit. So I want it to go here, but I also want, there we go, right there. See, I wanted to make sure that I can't see my dimensionals right there. So that's kind of down far, which is fine. And now we're going to do this one. And this one, I think I'm going to tuck, let's see. This one's yellow too. You could also put a flower down here and then make this tuck underneath it to close the, but because it's DSP and I'm not putting, I am not putting a backing on it. Like, I'm going to bring that down a little bit though, because I'm not putting cardstock on the back, like white cardstock, because I do that a lot. I'm going to put this one, I really want the pink to pop up because it's different than these two. So, you know, kind of just figure out how you want to do it and where you want it to go. So I like to put the flowers down first. So we'll put the flowers in here, but I want it up because I want to fill in that space up above. And now we're going to bring in all of our leaves. And we can actually, let's put this on while we're right here, so we know we're not going to cover this up. So I'm just going to do 2 towards the edge a little bit. All right, and I'm going to close that, and I'm just going to put this right here. I want to make sure that when this opens and closes, it's not hitting that corner too much. I mean, you could put it there if you wanted it as a closure, but I'm not really concerned about that. All right, so let's put that there. Okay, and then now let's put our dimensionals on our leaves. Let's see, where's my small one? My stomach's growling again, of course. All right, we're gonna put that on here. And this. It kind of actually looks like there's vellum on here, but it's not. It's just kind of a cool looking paper. I really like this paper a lot. All right, and now we're going to go with some small dimensionals. I just want to make sure that our leaves aren't going to be folding up, because when it's DSP, I just like to make sure it's going to be down where I want it. All right, and then these I'm going to glue, but these I'm going to put little dimensionals on. She cut my nails again short, and I think I mean, I know I like my nails short, she knows that, but I think I need to tell her, oh, I'm going to let them grow a little bit because I think they get shorter every time. Because I can't pick up anything. Okay, so those I'm going to glue because obviously you can't hide the dimensionals. So we're gonna do those in a minute. So now I'm just going to kind of figure out my leaves because see how this one has a lot of green. This one's even darker. This one has some yellow on it. And this one, I mean, we could put that on the bottom. See how it opens? And I may just do that to kind of fill in that a little bit. And then we'll put this over here because it's a 3-leaf. And where's my other 2? Oh, it's down here. So maybe we'll do a 2 on this little flower. Okay, we're going to change this over here. We're going to put... let's see. Let's do that there. Let's do this here. And then we can put this one here. So see, I'm just kind of trying to figure out what I want, but I don't really want that there. I would. I don't really want that there though. All right, let's see. And these little tiny ones, I didn't want to take the back off quite yet. Oh, poo. Here, we'll just stick it on this one. All right. These can go on the inside here. I have a dimensional right there, so we can move it up if we wanted. Or we can cut it too, but I don't want that either, so we'll see. Let's think about this. We may take this one out. I mean, that this one's down here. We can just put that there. And then we'll put this one. We'll just put a couple little ones. I like that. So let's put the little ones right here. It just adds a little greenery, like there's little something poking out right there. I'm just gonna fill that in. And then this one, I think we'll just kind of put, I like it to look like there's something coming from every flower. So I'm going to put this one behind both of them so it doesn't really, you don't really know where it's coming from. But if you put it on the front, then it's definitely going to look like this doesn't have any. So I'm going to put this one in the back. Right in here, just to kind of fill that space up. And I kind of like the idea of turning this one, and that one can go up a bit. I don't want to cover up the gold there, but I do want the 3 leaves. So, all right, so let's do that one. I kind of like the idea here. Let's do all 3 leaves. Okay, you're going to go right there. So that's kind of fun. All right. We also need to put our gold in here, which is another thing we can kind of play around. Add our sparkle in here. Oh, did I not put that one? Nope. All right, let's see. We're going to put this one in here. So we get all 3. Now with these, I like to bend them. So let's do, before we get crazy, let's figure out where we're going to put them. I want to fill out a little more space over here. So I think I'm going to take the large one and just stick it right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend it just a little bit. And I'm going to put the glue on this end right here. Well, let me clean up. All right. So now I'm going to I'm going to put a little bit of glue down here just on that flat spot. I'm going to lift this flower up, but I want to slide it under the leaf too. Okay. And then you can always take your pokey tool or whatever you've got to just kind of Put that in there. It's going to go flat in your card anyway, but by bending it, it'll pop back up just a little bit. All right, then we have another one over here. I think I'm just going to stick it right there. Again, just fold it. We'll put a little bit of glue right here. I'm going to go right along these other leaves, but I'm going to put it in front of the leaf. Okay. Oops. Right there. Hope you guys can't hear my stomach. I really should at least have some crackers or something. And then this one I think I'm just going to put like down here. Just kind of add something. You don't want to put it like over here. Then it looks like, you know, they're like all on the outline, and I don't really want that look. So I'm going to, again, fold it up a little bit. You want it to kind of look as natural as you can. All right, then under there. All right, so there's that. Now the thing I didn't do is I didn't add any twine, so let's do a little bit of twine. So I'm just going to do, see how my fingers are very close together? 3. I'm just going to do a small bow that I can just stick in there. Now I'm debating. No, I want it bigger. Okay, toss. I'm going to do it bigger because I am tucking it in. I want to make sure I'm going to be able to see it. All right, my twine is unraveling. Here we go. Let's see if we can tape this down. Well, anyway. Oh well, it's okay. It's okay. All right, let's just do a triple. I'm going to do triple. And then again, I did figure 8 3 times. And I have a bow video, and there is a link below. I get asked about that video all the time, so I decided to put it below. Oops, except I just lost my loops here. Ta-da! Okay. All right, so there we go. And just fluff it up. Fluff it, fluff it. And I'm going to use a glue dot. And I am going to put it on my pokey tool, and I'm just going to stuff it. I don't know, my husband is outside the window doing something. He's going to be like, "You didn't hear me, did you?" It's like, you mean remodeling something out there? All right, so just kind of bring your twine. I like to bring my thread down right there. I don't need this around my little leaves, which I think I already have them. There we go, on top. And then just spread this one out a little bit. Bring this one down a little bit. This one I'm going to need to cut, just mainly because it opens and closes right there. So there is that. So there's the card, but we still need to finish our embellishments. We're of course going to keep our leaf for next time. And then I'm going to show you the other card that I created today. All right, let's add our embellishments. Oh, good, Debbie, you'll get them. Just keep practicing. It took me a while, trust me. All right, so I did pink. So I'm going to do a little dot right there and a little dot right there. I'm going to do one right here. I kind of just figure out where I want to put them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to put one up here. Okay, so now I'm going to take my tweezers, and I want the large one right here. And of course it's stuck on my tweezers because I have glue on them. So let me clean those. All right, so we'll put that there. I have a little teeny tiny something of glue that's just holding on to that embellishment. Hopefully I got those off. Okay, then I'm going to put a little one. I'm going to put this little one right here. I don't put a tiny one right next to the larger one. You can see where I have a little bit of glue. I'll clean that up in a second. Right here. So I'm just going to go around. The glue that's right next to the, right here, I'm not worried about that. I just wanted to get the little part that I moved it around on. All right, now I'm going to go and get these little tiny ones. There's like 3 different sizes in here. So I want a tiny one right here. And here's another, the yellow, here's a pink, here's a, uh-oh, lost it. There we go. Here's a tiny pink one. I'm going to put right here. And then this tiny pink one. Once I flip it over. Earlier I went to try to flip one of these over, and my tweezers just, you know, they have good pressure to hold things. Well, it held the bead and then it just flicked it right out, and I found it later. Oh, here, it's right here. A little green one. There we go. Back home where he belongs. And then I'm going to put this one right there. And again, the glue dries clear. I probably put a little too much glue here and there, but this one's not bad. This one's going to be a lot, but that's okay. It'll dry clear. But what I like to do is I'm going to push these down, get them where I want them, and then I'm going to take my pokey tool and just kind of clean up a little bit. You don't need that much. And I just gave myself too much glue. Move that one back over that spot. And then this one, I'm going to turn this way to get the extra glue. Because that one was way too much. I think I was going to put a larger one there, but I don't want to. There we go. And then make sure this one's pushed down. All right, so there is our card. Look how pretty that is. So it's got all the little elements. It's got the frosty dots. What are those you are using? Oh, these ones right here, Andrea. You get this. You get an embossing buddy. You get an embossing tray. So you get this and this, and your embossing buddy, not the plastic case, but all of this is in your, called an embossing kit. And so it all comes together for embossing, and these are great for everything. I actually use this quite a bit too for like either cleaning this out when I'm dumping out the extra, or when I'm embossing and I wipe off the extra little pieces. So it works. It's a really nice brush. So I highly recommend it with your heat embossing. All right, so there's this card. We're going to cover this up before I fling it across the room. And let me show you the other card that I did. So let me move these. So this was the first one. I needed a birthday one. I'll probably, if I don't know if I can find a font close to this that says birthday. I'm thinking there is one, so I'll look for it. And then, I mean, you could also put a little Velcro right here and here if you wanted, but I don't think you need to. I think this is just so cute that it's just a fun, different fold. And then I can just write happy birthday and, my message, because my husband and I will both be signing this card. So it'll be, a lot. I need a lot of room in there. So really cute. All right. And then the other card I wanted to use some other items. And so this is the other card that I did. So I used the same fine gold, And I decided I wanted to use that die here, which is this one. Let's see, the little thing you are gluing on. Oh, those, I'm sorry, Andrea. These right here, they come with this suite. And these are called loose frosted dots. And so they've got the colors in here, the pretty peacock, the daffodil, and the flamingo. So that's what those are. So they're flat on one side. This shiny side is the side down that gives it that fun iridescent, not even iridescent really, but that fun color that's in there, because I guess it is kind of iridescent on the inside. Yeah, they're really, really pretty. Oh, Nola, it's gorgeous. I love it. Oh, you're going to love the embossing kit. Was that die hard to get out? Not at all. That die was so simple. I'll show you. Hold on. Let me show you. Let me grab another piece of gold or something, because let me see what I have over here. Oh, that's little. Well, this is little too. Oh, here we go. I'll show you. I have some gold right here with the purple. How easy this die is. Okay, so I'll show you that. And then, oh, remember I was going to tell you guys something about my blog? So I'm going to tell you. Okay, so then this is one of those new embossing folders. So remember we have the trio embossing folders. It's a brand new 3 set. Oh, where did my paper go? So here is one of them. It's got like stars, but it's got like a webbing of some, like, I don't know, marks in the background there. And then this is the one I used on this folder. I mean, on this card. And then you've got the polka dots. And the polka dots are really like bubbles. I mean, they're like big bumps. So it's really cool. I haven't used it yet, but it feels great. I think it's going to be really neat. So this time I decided to stay in the same color palette. So I cut those all out of one paper. And then I just love adding the gold to it. And then I did the gold leaves. Again, I used the paper. I didn't stamp anything but the sentiment. Oh, I take that back. I did stamp my grunge here, this splatter. I stamped that with Pretty Peacock in the background. And then I had this extra strip left over from these cards. So I was like, oh, I'll just put that down the side and to add a little more color. And then I tied it in here. I did the same thing as I do here with the Pretty Peacock color and then the Flirty Flamingo as a layer. I'm really loving doing the 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 and then the 4 by 5 1/4, because you still get to see, you know, all 3 colors. And I just love that you just accent that color. So super fun. And then I added all of the frosted dots. They don't look frosty on the screen, but they are. They're really pretty. So that was my other card that I did, but just look at how pretty all of these just look like, you know, they're all like a soft pastel, but very elegant. All right, let me pull in my die so I can show you on this card here how I did that, how easy this is. And the circle is just as easy. But the circle is when you're going to snip the edges, which is really self-explanatory when you do it. I know I need new plates. These are very well loved. All right, so I'm gonna, oh, let me get this. I have a piece of gold in here. All right, so we're gonna put that on here. And we're gonna put this down. Okay, here we go. Do you have directions for the second card? It would be a nice wedding card. I don't, but I'll go over it with you again. It's super simple. Now that my paper's moving everywhere. All right. All right, so when you pull it out, just be careful because you have edges that are not attached, like these right here. Okay, so see how this is separate? So be careful, you don't want to rip that. So, but this is how it is. Just kind of separate it and pull them out. Really, really simple. Then they've got these little pieces right here, just like a little tiny piece. But the die cutting is just so simple. Right here again, just pull it apart tiny bit and then just pull that out. And then this is one little piece in there. And then here's a little piece. Okay, and then you can like make it, if you wanted to kind of pull it apart a little bit, just to make it a little wider than what it, you know, what it originally die cuts. Okay, it will still lay flat to use, so you can still lay that flat to use it. So, but it's still pulled out a little more than what this is. See, so it can fill up a little bit more, and that's what I did on the card. So the card, all I did is this strip right here is 1 inch and 1/8 by 5 1/4. So just DSP. This is in gold. This again, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, 4 by 5 1/4. And then I just did my sentiment and cut it close to the words and then added just a little layer behind it. I didn't measure that. I just kind of cut it. These 3 are from that paper, this one. So I cut all 3 from here with dies. And then again, I did 1, 2, 3 leaves out of that same leaf paper, which is this one. Okay, but you could always turn it over and do a white emboss on the back and you're going to get the same effect. So it gives you quite a bit on there. And then I did, of course, the leaves. So the leaves with the holes in them I did in gold. And then I put the little frosted on there. The embossing folder again is I numbered mine. So mine came out of the package like this. So I just numbered it 1, 2, and 3 because they all come together. It's called Basic 3D. And so this is number 2. It's a little hash mark one is the one I did in the background. You want to stamp first. So I did the grunge stamp it first, then emboss it. And that is it. The only stamping I did was the grunge. And I did some under here too. See how you can see it over here? Just because I didn't want it to look like it was all right here. I wanted it to look like it was underneath. And to be honest, I did it before I added that paper. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I just knew I wanted to put grunge on there, and I knew I wanted to emboss it. And that is all I knew when I first originally did that. Okay, so here's a closer look. But just adding that fine shimmer gold on there is just so pretty. And I even think the soft succulent one would go on here because you've got so many shades of the green between the soft sea foam and the pretty peacock, and there's the lagoon, the blue lagoon, Lost Lagoon is, I think that's more like in here because it's kind of more of like a dull blue. I want to say, it's not dull, that sounds terrible, but you know what I mean, more of a flat blue, more of a masculine blue, I think. So you know, you can just add those in there, have that color in there too. So just kind of, so that's all it took for that one. Let's see. Oh, I bet Terry, it's so much fun. I thought I did not need another flower set, right? I can't get enough. It's funny because at one point I thought, oh my gosh, we do so many flowers and so many flower cards. And to be honest, why, you know, a lot of people say Stampin' Up! Does so many flower cards and so many flower stamp sets. It's because they sell. That's the top sellers are almost always flower sets. So, Do you have directions for the second card? I would like it. A wedding card. Oh, I agree. Oh, the dies are beautiful. I love them. Oh, thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Sarah. So the flowers just sell. I mean, that is the top sellers always. And so, but what I like is I like that Stampin' Up is really changing it up. Two-tone stamping for the two-tone floral set. Gorgeous. These right here are just, you know, use your dies with your paper. And honestly, if I were to look at this, I would have thought it was stamped. I would not think that this was DSP. It looks like it's watercolored. It looks like it was stamped. Because I'm not a huge kit person, you know, but this clearly doesn't look like a kit to me. So I just really like it. And if you want to firm this up, and if it's too flimsy for you, add more dimensionals and get it to lay down. That helps. But you could also use adhesive, the double-sided adhesive tape on basic white paper and make those more sturdy. But I don't feel the need to, because I think it lays down just fine. And with putting all the leaves and everything behind it, I think it's fine. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. All right, everybody, I think that's it, unless you have any more questions. I hope the directions for this card was good for you. You're going to see this again. Like I said, I'm going to be creating a class in this. So if they say that this goes out and it's no longer available, I'm probably still going to do a class with it, because I think everybody's going to get it. It's so pretty. And there's just, like, I threw this one together at the last minute. I thought, oh, I'm going to show you another card. And it was just so easy because everything matches. Everything is just so simple to use. And having the flowers in the paper, that's like a kind of a no-brainer there. Oh, thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. All right, don't forget about Bingo. There's a link below. Again, the projects for Bingo. Here's our little sneak peek. You do not need to have everything. There's a simple solution, alternative for other items I'm sure you do have. So, you know, don't let that detour you. I try to make my bingos technical, of course. I like to have, I don't like to make them super simple and all DSP and a sentiment. I like to teach as I'm doing it. I like you guys to pick up different, you know, ideas, but also it's something that you can replace with something else if you know, might not have one of the sets. So hopefully you'll join. Tomorrow is my cutoff to guarantee a kit. I usually scroll up and add a couple, but honestly, sometimes by the end of the day, those are already sold out. So I don't want you to miss out on that. February, I have this amazing class. If you purchase the suite from me, the class is free, but you must register. And yes, I do know that the little daisy flowers are out of stock. They will not be back until the 27th, and that's okay. Purchase the bundle, the paper, and the embossing folder, and you're still not out. You're not getting a discount, because the discount's on the bundle. It's not on the suite. So buy those items and register for the class, and then your class will be free. If you already have it or don't want it, that's fine too. But if you want to do the class, it's $40, and you really just have to add sentiments. Everything else is going to be in your kits. And so it's really a matter of putting them all together. So I hope you will join for that. Thank you so much. I will be here on Sunday, but I will not be here next Wednesday because Bingo is Thursday. So I will be here next Thursday for a fun night of Bingo. I hope you guys will join. I will see you later. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Oh, about my blog. I was going to go again without telling you. So remember when I was talking about posting my blog at one time? So doing like today's video and Sunday's video, and then doing a blog together, posting them at the same time, so you get one email. Well, I've heard a lot from people that they didn't like having so much to read, because when you get your email, instead of getting 2 during the week for each time I post, they were getting 1, but it was both cards. So you would get the card information and then all the updates, the classes, the new things that are coming, you know, the celebration items, whatever. And then they would have the second card that they haven't seen yet on the blog. And then it would have that information. And then again, all the class stuff. So I'm just going to do 2 emails. You're going to get them, one for this and then one for Sunday. And, you know, we're just going to go back to the way it was. Hopefully you don't have to open them if you've seen the video and you don't need more details, but that's where I'm going to put my updated information. The other important thing I want to tell you is make sure you go on Facebook and join my business page, which is Marcie Besecker Designs. Because sometimes if I'm not going to post a blog post until after I do my Wednesday video or Sunday video, something might be coming up that's new information that I'm going to put out there for you guys, and it's going to be on that Facebook page. And then I will talk about it at my next video and my next blog post. But if you want to get updated information right away, please go to my Facebook page, Marcie Besecker Designs, and like it. And that way you will get that notification that I posted something. And that's where I would be, I'm going to be late or I can't be on, you know, that kind of stuff also. So it's kind of my up-to-date, last-minute place to go. So thanks a lot. Have a great evening, and I'll see you on Sunday. Bye, everybody.